is Saturday, November 15th. I've got some pretty massive pickups this week. Had some really good finds at thrift stores. Not a lot in terms of volume, but some amazing pickups for thrift store finds. But first, I'm going to start off with the big thing this week. Halo, the Master Chief Collection. I know there are people who will probably say, well, what about the Assassin's Creed? I am sorry. Those games do not hook me in any way, shape, or form. I played about 10, 12 hours of Black Flag. It just does not do it for me. I don't care. While I was there, I saw that they had this on sale for $14.99, so I picked it up. Saints Row 4, the National Treasure Edition. DLC packs. It's got How the Saints Save Christmas on it and Enter the Dominatrix. I'm really excited to actually play the Saints Save Christmas one because I'm a huge Christmas person. There will be more on that in an upcoming post. So I got those two. Up next was the Goodwill store, and Gran Turismo 2 was $4, $3.99. It's Gran Turismo. If you don't know what it is, get out from underneath the rock that you're under, because yeah, it's Gran Turismo. If you're watching this channel, you probably know what Gran Turismo is. The discs are in great shape. Manual's there. Case is disgusting. I'll have to clean that up. The big find at Goodwill this week, however, was this. Knights of the Old Republic for $2.99. $1 less than Gran Turismo, so they clearly didn't know what they had, which is funny because they're asking $35 for Tiger Woods Golf on the 360, which I'm pretty sure you can get brand new for $30 at Best Buy, Walmart, Target, maybe even cheaper at this point. But maybe they think it's going to be a collector's item because it's the last Tiger Woods PGA, but who gives a shit? They had this for $3. Knights of the Old Republic 1. I already have a copy in the Platinum Hits version. I'm not actually going to sell either of these. This is going in my collection, and the Knights of the Old Republic 1 is going to my good friend Todd, who is the one who told me about this game. And it's... what else can be said? It's an amazing, amazing RPG. This is BioWare. You've got, you know, these are the guys who did Jade Empire, Dragon Age, Mass Effect. Do we really need to go into any further detail about how brilliant they are at RPGs? And if you're watching this and you say, yeah, but what about Dragon Age 2? Fuck that. Dragon Age 2 was still better than most games that come out today. You know, if you want to get into it, let's look at the company that did Part 2. That was Obsidian. Obsidian has, with the exception of Fallout New Vegas, we've seen Obsidian dropped the ball quite a bit. And I don't mean that they made bad games, but their games are buggy. And I challenge you to tell me they're not. Then it was over to the Dakota Boys Ranch, another thrift store locally here. Pretty massive haul over there, actually. Monopoly for 99 cents. NHL Hockey for the Genesis for $0.25. NHL 96 for $0.25. Day Blob for the Wii. I now have both Day Blobs. Excited to actually play it. Since I played Part 2, I'm actually going to have to pay attention to the story on this one. But yeah, this is a fantastic series that I hope comes back in some way, shape, or form. It's that returning color to the world, sort of a fun, non-violent game I can play with my niece and nephews and not think anything, and not think that I'm showing them a bad game. Then this, like I said, this is at least if basing it on Part 2, if it's anything like Part 2, Day Blob 1 will be a blast. Up next, I got Rune Viking Warlord for $3. This is sort of like Warriors of Might and Magic from the PS1, PS2. A lot more brutal combat, very vicious combat. It's a Take-Two published it. I don't even know who developed it. Their logo is so tiny, but this game I had a blast with, and this is from back in the day when I had to rent games still, so I'm happy to have it in the collection. No manual. Disc is in great shape, though. I'll have to complete that later. Another awesome find there for $3 was Dark Cloud for the PS2. This is going to go in my collection. I have the Greatest Hits version, but this is a black label. I'm going to keep it. I did notice that the manuals are 2 pages different, which big deal for the average person. They won't care, but for a nerd like me, I want the original. Up next was Mario Superstar Baseball, 99 cents. That was a steal. No manual. Disc is a little bit gross, but and I mean gross in the fact that it needs to be clean, not that it's all smudged or scratched or scuffed or anything like that. So it's a pretty good find there for $1. Last but not least, Battlefront 2 for $3. Game is actually in my PS2 right now. It's in fantastic shape. No manual. I'll complete it later. And I realize this isn't the Holy Grail version like the Xbox version, but I'm still happy to have it in the collection. Then I went over to First National Pawn, who extended their 25% off video game sale. Spent about $24 there on some pretty decent games. This had just come in, and got it for $6. Namco Museum Battle Collection. It's got the Pac-Man arrangement, Dig Dug arrangement, Galaga arrangement, and New Rally X arrangement. I don't know about the New Rally X arrangements, but Pac-Man arrangement is my favorite Pac-Man. That and Pac-Man Championship Edition on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. Those are my two favorite versions of Pac-Man. Of course, the original is a classic. I'm not crazy, but Pac-Man arrangement, if you have not played it, find a Game Boy Advance. I'm not advocating that you go out and steal ROMs, but if you can even find an emulator for the GBA version, do it. It's well worth it. It's a blast. So yeah, I'm excited to play the other versions of the arrangement versions of Galaga, New Rally X, and Dig Dug. I just want to see what they're like. I know what Pac-Man arrangement is. It's phenomenal. Then I got this, Otogi 2. I don't have Otogi 1, and I need to get a manual for this. I see this swing in price value from, I've seen it go as low as like $10, and I've seen it swing as high as $30. I don't really know why. It is a From Software game, so it's got some fair level of difficulty to it. You know, we're talking about the guys who made Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Think of it as a pretty brutal action combat game, sort of like Bayonetta or the reboot of Devil May Cry DMC. It's got some light RPG elements in it. You got magic attacks and everything. It's a phenomenal game, and I should have never gotten rid of Otogi 1 and 2. This is going into the Xbox collection, which I'm nearing 50% completion on. I do not plan on getting the DDRs or the sports games. Maybe I'll do that later after I complete the collection, which I know is going to have to. I'm going to have to get Jurassic Park Operation Genesis and Steel Battalion with the controller, and I know that's going to be tough to do, but those are going to be the spendy ones for sure. But yeah, I'm about 50% through the original Xbox run. Metal Slug 4 and 5. If you don't know what this is, but you like Contra, play it. Metal Slug 4 and 5, they're phenomenal games. Complete artwork is a little bit janky up here. I might fix that later on, but everything else is complete. Siberia was $1.50. I don't have it in my collection, so I was glad to have it. It's got a photocopy of the fucking artwork, and the photocopy is really bad, really bad. So I got to get artwork and a manual for that. And then I got Azura's Wrath, which is apparently getting rare or something, because I see it going. I see the auction price on it climbing. So yeah, those 4 games from First National Pawn. Those guys do a fantastic job. They don't take in junk, and I'm glad to add those all to the collection. Then it was over to Rock 30, who had PS1 and PS2 games 25% off. I know this isn't the rare King of Fighters, but King of Fighters 11, this is my favorite fighting series, even though I'm not good at fighting games. 25% off, so, you know, what was that? It was $5, so 25% off at $5. $3.75 for this. $3.75 for Heavenly Guardian. I cannot remember the game that this is a pseudo sequel to. I remember that they couldn't get the licensing for it, but this is a pretty frenetic shooter. I wouldn't quite call it a bullet hell, but it's in that vein. And I've said I'm trying to complete the Star Wars run on the original PlayStation, and that means getting Masters of Terraskazi. I know this is probably one of the worst licensed Star Wars games, but I don't have it, and I'm trying to complete the Star Wars collection on the PS1. So yeah, got it. It was $5, so not a bad deal. And this game was 75 cents, being that it was 25% off. They were only asking $1 for it. Came out in the very, very, very final throes of the PS1. Came out in 2001. And it's based on the 1969 original Italian Job, and it's actually a lot of fun. You're racing around in Mini Coopers. Pixel Logic did it. I don't even know if they're still around, but this is an awesome game. I had it once before. I don't recall. This is another one of those ones that got lost to the ether, I guess, because I don't recall ever trading it off or selling it off, but glad to have it back in the collection, especially for 75 cents. Used some trade credit to fill out the Xbox collection. First big one that I got was Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. This is a phenomenal game. There's nothing more that can be said other than this is probably, on the original Xbox, one of my 5 or 6 favorite games. Still holds up really well. Graphics are a little bit dated, but whatever, that's to be expected with its age. But the gameplay is really tight, really spot on. The 360, the one that came out on the 360 and PS3, the Escape from Butcher Bay: Assault on Dark Athena, is right up there with the orange box as far as I'm concerned for bang for your buck. There's a lot of content there. Even as it stands, Escape from Butcher Bay is a 10 to I'd say 12 to 16 hour game, right in that neighborhood. Very, very awesome first-person stealth, first-person, and obviously the shooter. It's got shooter elements. It's in first-person. It's made by Starbreeze, and these guys are probably one of my favorite developers. An offshoot of Starbreeze did the reboot of the Wolfenstein game, which even if you don't have it for the if you don't have an Xbox One or PS4, but you have a 360 and PS3, check it out. That Wolfenstein is even phenomenal on that, and I believe you can score it now for like $20 brand new. It's well worth the $20 investment. It's a solid 12 to 15 hour single player campaign, and something that is very nice, single player only. So there's no multiplayer, there's no co-oping stuff that you don't want to co-op. But yeah, Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay, a phenomenal game, and sort of a pseudo-sequel to the Chronicles of Riddick, or prequel. I can't remember if it was a prequel or a sequel, but phenomenal, phenomenal game. Capcom Fighting Evolution, said this before, love fighting games. I am terrible at them. This was $5. And this was all trade credit stuff, so I didn't actually pay any cash for it. Robin Hood Defender of the Crown. Literally knew nothing about this game. Saw it on the shelf and was like, well, I've never heard of it, so I better get it. After doing some more research, it looks like it's sort of a middle-of-the-road, middling game. It looks like Cinemaware and Capcom did this together with Atomic Planet. I don't even know who Atomic Planet is. Since I don't know who they are, I don't even know if they're still around. But complete inbox. Disc is in great shape. So yeah, I'm going to give it a whirl just because it looks silly too. And I got Rally Sport Challenge. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to get sports games, but this is an Xbox exclusive. I believe this was part of the XSN, the Xbox Sports Network. And I love rally racing games. A good buddy of mine, Sean and I put a whole bunch of time into V-Rally and Colin McRae on the PS1, and I've always loved rally racing. I think those guys are maniacs, and the level of skill it takes to navigate those roads is pretty phenomenal. I got Smashing Drive. This was Namco's answer to Burnout. Obviously didn't fare too well for them because everybody knows about Burnout. Very few people know about Smashing Drive. Mafia. No manual, but with the map and poster. I never really liked this version of Mafia. The controls felt really spongy to me on this version, on the original Mafia. I know it was originally a PC game, so there's probably something to that. The port probably didn't do it any justice, but didn't have it, so it's in the collection. Serious Sam 2, definition of run-and-gun shooter. I love these games. It's, nothing special. You get guns, you blow shit up. That's pretty much it. I know this game had a bad rap as not being very good. Classified the Sentinel Crisis, but I did not have it. So, I mean, it looks like sort of somewhere between the game Black and maybe one of the Ghost Recons or maybe Splinter Cell. Looks like a cross between that. The HUD looks very interesting on it, so I'm going to give this a whirl. Like I said, don't know much about it. Global Star Software, I think they were like a budget line of Take-Two games. So whatever, happy to have it. Got this, Justice League Heroes. Now, this was intended to be the heavy hitter against Marvel. Not Marvel, sorry, I take that back. X-Men Legends, and this never got a sequel or anything like that, but Snowblind Studios did this, and these guys know how to make awesome action RPGs. They did, what did they do? Did they do the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance? I can't remember off the top of my head, but they ended up doing this, and they did Lord of the Rings War in the North, and I think had they done War in the North, like Diablo, like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, like Champions of Norath, people would have loved it. As it stands, it was a fairly unremarkable action RPG, and it's sad that that's the direction Warner Brothers wanted them to take it in, because I have no doubt that that Snowblind Studios wanted to do it differently. Then I got this. I've seen this around before, but know nothing about it other than I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. I popped it in. For its time, these graphics were pretty solid. Pretty true to the source material, and I find that these games that are cel-shaded and more cartoony-based hold up a lot better than the stuff that was trying to look realistic. So yeah, I'm happy to have that in the collection, as it's one I don't have. It's weird to me. Judging by what I'm looking at, Capcom developed this, but Buena Vista Games published it. I don't even know if Buena Vista Games exists anymore. Probably not. And I got, I'm going to put these two together. Oh, sorry. These two together. Kingdom Under Fire Heroes, Kingdom Under Fire The Crusaders. Glad to have them back in the collection. I got rid of them once before. I never should have. Got to track down manuals for these, but they're in great shape. Yeah, they're, you know, sort of like Dynasty Warriors, but way more strategic. You can't just run into battle swinging swords and lances all crazy like. And I know there was the Kingdom Under Fire sequel on the 360 that had very little to do with either of these. And I guess there's a Kingdom Under Fire game coming for the PS4 at some point. I don't know when, but I'm really glad to have these back in the collection. Then I got Xbox Links. I know I said I wasn't going to get sports games, but this was 50 cents, so mainly did it for the case. Toxic Grind, only on Xbox. I know almost everybody jumped into the extreme sports. I think this is sort of more along the lines of Tony Hawk meets Jet Grind Radio, so it's a little more arcadey as opposed to, and I know Tony Hawk is fairly arcadey itself, but this is more over the top. And it's a game show, I guess, but it's an Xbox. It was an original Xbox exclusive, so I'm glad to have it. Now, I knew about Outlaw Volleyball, but I did not know there was a Blockbuster exclusive. This I don't consider a sports game. When I say sports games, I mean EA and 2K Sports. I'm not going to collect that stuff. But this says it's a Blockbuster exclusive. And it says hot new action, hot new outfits, which means they just made the women in the game look sluttier, which whatever. That kind of stuff is really stupid. When you're a kid, you're like, oh, look at her boobs, they bounce and move realistically. It's like, yeah, but whatever. That was the kind of crap that went around. And judging by the fact that this girl is there's one girl on the back that looks like she's in a dominatrix outfit, and one girl in the back that looks like she's in a pink bra / bikini top. Yeah, it looks like they were just trying to make it sexy. Whatever. That kind of stuff is gross and stupid to me. But that was the pickups for the week. So I had a pretty massive haul, some pretty good games all the way around. I'll do a quick recap. I'm going to break it down by system really quick. So sorry, there's a lot here this week. So we'll start off with one game for the PSP, the Namco Museum Battle Collection. And we'll head over to the PS2. That was Heavenly Guardian, King of Fighters 11, Dark Cloud, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Rune Viking Warlord. Next up, I'll do this because it's the Nintendo portion, I guess. Mario Superstar Baseball for the Cube, and Day Blob for the Wii. For the Genesis, over this way. NHL 96 and NHL Hockey. They were both 25 cents, so I'm glad to have that. On to the PS1, final recap. Monopoly, The Italian Job, Star Wars Masters of Terrascasi, Gran Turismo 2. Then on to the Xbox, and this is kind of a mother load. Knights of the Old Republic, Outlaw Volleyball Red Hot Edition, the Blockbuster exclusive, Toxic Grind, Lynx 2004, Kingdom Under Fire Heroes, Kingdom Under Fire The Crusaders, Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge, Justice League Heroes, Classified The Sentinel Crisis, Serious Sam 2, Mafia, Smashing Drive, Rally Sport Challenge, Robin Hood Defender of the Crown, Capcom Fighting Evolution, and Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay. And for the 360, Azura's Wrath, Saints Row National Treasure Edition, and last but not least, a collection of my favorite games, Halo the Master Chief Collection for the Xbox One. Alright guys, that's it for the entire week. That was a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was bought on trade credit. A lot of stuff was found in thrift stores and pawn shops running deals. So, excluding the 2 brand new games I got, Master Chief Collection and Saints Row, those were $75, but everything else I picked up for about $60, so that's a lot of stuff that I picked up for $60 to put into the collection. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you want to talk games with me, leave some comments, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for viewing.